at an early age. I think I was about 12 when I met Matt and Nick and found that they had a ring in their backyard. And so like you can only imagine at that age, loving wrestling, what that means of like, there's somebody in our neighborhood that has a ring. Like instantly we were all hooked from there, and like we all became like great friends.
He's going after the top. He landed it.
What was more important than this dream of, you know, trying to make it in wrestling was more of like, I want to have a family. That was the most important thing. And so I kind of stepped away from it for a few years, for 7 years actually. And that's where I kind of met my wife, started a family.
I had asked him throughout like the time when we were dating, because, you know, I met him because I saw him in a wrestling video montage. So I was like, do you ever think about getting into it? Do you ever miss it? Because it's like something that was obviously a big part of his life, and I always think about like all my art stuff. Like I wouldn't just flat out give up something.
In January of 2018, I got back into wrestling, and it's been a wild ride.
Well, today's a special day. We have Brandon Cutler coming here. He thinks he's just showing us our next outfit that his wife made us for Double or Nothing.
He thinks that he's going to do voiceovers for the Battle Royal.
And,
there are no voiceovers for the Battle Royal.
We've been brewing up something with Tony. The three of us have seen Brandon work his ass off the last year and a half, 2 years on the independent scene, and he's never asked for a favor, never asked for anything.
And I think Matt was probably thinking I was reading that bottom part, which, you know, again, in my head, I'm like, I'm going to sound so terrible. I'm going to be the worst person on the promo. And so finally, when I get through it a second time and I read that ending, it was just complete shock.
I've never once asked for a favor. I deserve a break. So the next thing I'm going to do is sign this contract that Matt and Nick are about to offer me. I did not read that part.
Yeah, this is real.
Like that meant the world to me that they were like, no, we wanted to make sure you were one of our guys we got a contract for.
Congrats.
That's it, baby. Congrats.
I remember just being like, we can finally leave this house. We're in such a terrible like house. But you want more for them, and you want what's safe for them. And so for me, it was that, just like the embodiment of like, we've now done it to where we can get them where they deserve to be.
No matter how ridiculous your dream might be, you should never give up on it. Like there's always some way that you can work the universe to make it happen. And that's the main thing that I've always looked back on my life. And like I said, you still have to believe in it. Even if you kind of put it on a back burner like I did, you could still make it come true. And I'm a big believer of if you're still alive, there's still time.
You're just a guy. You're just an average, run-of-the-mill guy.
I've kind of have always had the whole like the bully stigma in my lifetime of like, you know, if someone bullies you and just because they say something, it doesn't make it true. And so like MJF can go that route and say he's the superior athlete and I'm the average guy. Or he could say that I'm a favor to the Young Bucks, but I mean, I could fire back and say the same thing to him of, oh, you're Cody's favor. But like, you don't need to go that route. I could just, like, to me, I feel like on October 2nd, I could just show what I could do in the ring, and I can like, you know, prove in that sense that I'm a superior athlete or I'm a superior talent than MJF.
All right, this is the AEW Control Center, and I'm Tony Schiavone. Hope you can feel the excitement. It's almost here. The countdown to AEW on TNT is just about over because in 1 week, next Wednesday, October 2nd, AEW debuts on TNT. Yes, the first time pro wrestling has been on TNT since March 2001. More than 18 years, can you believe it? We're very excited to, at this time, announce the name of the program. It's a name months in the planning and in the making. Next Wednesday, All Elite Wrestling debuts AEW Dynamite. Yes, dare I say, Dynamite will explode live from TNT from Washington, D.C. next Wednesday, October 2nd, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Two full hours of All Elite Wrestling AEW on TNT. Let's get you caught up with the card for the debut of AEW Dynamite. The opening match will feature the American Nightmare Cody against young, talented Sammy Guevara. Maxwell Jacob Freeman will be on the card. MJF will face Brandon Cutler in singles competition. We will crown the first ever AEW Women's Champion as Japanese sensation Rio collides with a beast, Nyla Rose. And in the six-man main event, the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks will team to face AEW World Champion Chris Jericho, who will join forces with two mystery partners. And now, just announced for next Wednesday's debut of Dynamite in singles competition, the Bastard Pack goes one-on-one with Hangman Adam Page. Okay, both competitors, Rio and Nyla Rose, are in final preparations right now to become the first woman to wear the AEW women's strap. Nyla Rose, also known as the Beast, is a powerhouse who won the Casino Battle Royale at All Out recently in Chicago to earn this title shot. Nyla was born in Washington, D.C., so for her, in many ways, this will be a homecoming. Let's take a very special look at the contrasting styles of both competitors heading to the AEW women's title bout.
When I was disenchanted with professional wrestling, I couldn't stand watching a weekly show. And then I saw the Joshi. I saw these women fighting for their lives, like they had something to prove. I saw a type of passion, and I saw this emotion, this real emotion that I hadn't seen in professional wrestling for a long time. So I developed relationships amongst the Joshi. I trained a lot of their top talent. I learned a lot from their top talent, teamed with their top talent. And when the chance came to be that, we could do anything we wanted with AEW, I thought, it's time.
契約するときは、ケニーさんが昔タッグ組んだりとかしてたこともあったので、その関係で声をかけてくださって、まだ8歳だったので、私は体操をやってると思ってたんですけど、それがプロレスだったみたいな感じです。
Rio's been fighting in the wrestling ring since she was 9 years old. I've been fighting since 9 years old. I've been fighting poverty, been fighting society to be myself. I'm black, I'm Native American, I'm trans.
見た目のせいで弱く見られることもあるんですけど、小さかった分、そういうところでは練習とかで厳しくしていただいてたので、その基礎的なものに関しての不安は全くなくて、お客さんとかがあんまり期待してないところから始まって、なんかだんだん見てくれてるなってなる感覚があるので、そういうところを感じるのは好きです。
I've got quite a bit on Riho. She's what, like 70, 80, 85 pounds? And I'm gonna do to you, Riho, what I did to 20 other women at All Out, pick you up and throw you around.
このタイトルマッチが決まってから、ケニーさんとタッグを組んで、ミックスドマッチとかやらせていただいたので、そういう大きさとかに対しては対策が十分にできてるつもりです。
The ultimate prize is on the line, not just the AEW Women's title, but being the first AEW Women's Champion. There can never be another first.
Should be a great matchup, and what a card for the debut of AEW Dynamite on TNT. All right, fans. Want to bring in a man known to wrestling fans worldwide, a longtime friend and colleague, right here to my left, the one and only Conrad Thompson. Conrad, good to see you, buddy.
Thanks for having me, man. Excited to be here.
Boy, this is an exciting moment for all of us. Now, you were at the formation of AEW in Jacksonville. Can you believe all of a sudden the first show on TNT is almost here?
I can't believe it's here, and I can't believe that you're here. I'm glad you're going to be behind the desk, man. This is going to be fun.
Thank you very much for all of that. JR and Excalibur and myself be doing the commentary. I never thought I would be back on TNT doing wrestling. Big deal.
I'm excited that you're there. You belong on TNT, buddy.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I want to talk about the matches, though, because the opening match has Cody going up against young Sammy Guevara. Give us your thoughts on that.
Well, with Cody having the big title match at Full Gear, you got to wonder, is he going to be focused? Is he overlooking a young upstart like Sammy Guevara? Sammy's got a chip on his shoulder. If Cody's asleep at the wheel, this could be bad news for Cody.
That's the question. Also, the AEW women's title will be on the line. We've talked about Nyla Rose and Rio. What a match that's going to be.
Yeah, Nyla has the size advantage there.
Sure.
Rio certainly has the experience advantage, but I think size matters, especially when it comes to this match.
Right.
It's such a disparity. I'm going Nyla on that one.
So in the main event now, we know that Chris Jericho will have a couple of mystery partners to go up against the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. What about Jericho? Does he have any friends? I mean, who can he call on? I mean, that's the big question.
He has no friend in me, I'll tell you that. I'm picking Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. They're the Elite. They're the reason we're here. I'm excited for that match. They're going to come away with their hands raised, though.
Okay, we'll just wait and see on that. Now, as you know, a week later, when we go to Boston, begins the AEW Tag Team Tournament that will conclude on the 30th of October in Charleston, West Virginia, all live on TNT. As you can take a look at the brackets right now. Conrad, the Young Bucks are on it, of course. You see all the great teams. Do you have a pick? Do you think it's going to eventually win the tag team tournament?
Well, you got to think the Young Bucks are the fan favorite coming into this thing.
Right.
But they're coming off such a brutal match with the Lucha Bros. I think both of those teams are going to be a little beat up coming into this. I'm going underdog. My pick to win the whole thing is Jurassic Express. I'm going Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus. I think they're the sleeper team in the whole tournament.
Very good. There you hear the pick from Conrad, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Now I want to talk a little bit about Cody again.
Right.
Cody on November 9th at Full Gear in Baltimore will have his shot at the World Championship, the AEW World Championship held by Chris Jericho. And you talked already about overlooking Sammy Guevara. Be that as it may, what about this matchup?
Well, Jericho hasn't lost yet in AEW, I don't believe.
Has not.
Unfortunately, we have seen Cody take a pin at Fight for the Fallen. He went to a time limit draw with Darby Allin. It feels like the experience, and right now with the hot streak Jericho's on, he should be the winner.
Right.
But if I'm going with my heart, I'm going with my gut, I'm looking for Cody to come out with some new hardware.
Yeah, okay, but Jericho's got a lot. You said he's undefeated. And
Undefeated.
Got a lot of confidence as well. I mean, he is as arrogant, as confident, as cocky as I've ever seen him.
Yeah, and that's what makes Jericho Jericho.
Right.
But I think maybe if Cody isn't focused on Sammy Guevara, it's because he's focused on Jericho. I think it's his time.
Thanks, Conrad.
Thank you.
Always good talking to you. Conrad Thompson with us here on the AEW Control Center.
We should be talking about Sammy Guevara. But let's take a detour. Let's talk about Chris Jericho. World's champion Chris Jericho. He has earned that distinction. It's not unlike Madam Ambassador or Mr. President. He is the best wrestler in the world, so he is the world champion. And if you take a deep dive on Chris's storied career, and you look at the style and how he used to compete and how it stacks up to how he is now as a competitor, they stand in complete disparity. It's a real mark of how great a wrestler Chris has always been. I'll give you a prime example, the Judas effect. Everyone who works on this show, everyone in this room laughed when we saw a video promoting the Judas effect. But then I watched it knock out not one, but two of the best wrestlers in the world, two of my closest friends. So nobody is laughing now. That is genuine stopping power. Chris Jericho is still dangerous. So wouldn't that have been enough? Myself, coming off the two biggest wins of my career, entering the prime of my career at the beginning of AEW against the world champion Chris Jericho, November 9th, Full Gear, Baltimore, Maryland, Royal Farms Arena, that should have been enough. But Chris did what his lot often does. He wanted to escalate the scenario. He called my dad a son of a. Who's that for? Is that heat? Are you getting heat on a dead man? Is this Memphis? No, if it's heat on anybody, it is heat on me, because people would assume that I would corroborate with such a nonsensical and carny statement, and I would never. You want to know what else it is? It's lazy. Chris Jericho is one of the greatest interview men in the history of pro wrestling, one of the greatest promos. It's the equivalent of Elvis Presley saying, guess what, guys? I'm back from the dead. I got a new song, and it's me farting in the microphone for 30 minutes. Come on. You should do better, Chris. So let's cut the bells and whistles. We obviously don't need them. November 9th, you're not wrestling my dad. You're wrestling me. And I'm the son of a I know it's your birthday. I know you're gonna have that human hat rack fly-by-night agent along with you, and I want him to be ready to powder your baby ass for when I am done with you. You are convinced that the revolution is happening because of you. The revolution was happening with or without you, and once again, here I am saying to you, guess what, Chris? Thank you for being part of it. But I'll see you in Baltimore. And do me a favor. Don't forget the belt. Again.